What if your child could learn reading, science, and self-control while slicing apples and brewing kombucha? Most schools focus on test scores. We focus on life skills that actually stick. Imagine your child confidently walking into a space, seeing something that needs to be done, and just doing it. Imagine them pouring their own tea, preparing a snack for a friend, or showing a younger student how to multiply with beads. Now, imagine they're 6. This isn't a dream. It's Montessori done right. And at Agape, we've woven into it the daily rhythm of our nature-based, Christ-centered school. Because education is more than preparing kids for a test. It's about preparing them for life. The Montessori method began in the early 1900s with Dr. Maria Montessori, a bold Italian physician who believed children weren't passive receivers of knowledge. They were born with the desire to learn, build, solve, and create. She designed a method that was revolutionary. Follow the child, respect their rhythm, equip the environment, teach independence through purposeful work. Montessori wasn't about controlling the child, it was about giving the child control of themselves. At Agape, we take those roots and bring them to life in a wild, joyful, and leadership-rich way. Let me show you what Montessori looks like at Agape. One day, our learners set up a pretend veterinary clinic. We prepared the environment with materials, charts, bottles, and they diagnosed dogs with bladder infections and key problems. What they were really learning: vocabulary, empathy, sequencing, and self-regulation. On a field trip to the St. Louis Aquarium, we brought Montessori-based reading and math printables, and our older learners guided the younger ones through them in front of the Shark Canyon. Every week, our learners prep and cook food themselves. They slice, pour, mix, and yes, they make messes. But then, they clean them up. Montessori calls this practical life. We call it real life. One of my favorite tools, Montessori 3-part cards, we've used them to teach everything from the parts of a mushroom to the names of tools in the workshop for woodworking. And then there was the time Confluence Kombucha came to our school. The kids had grown marigold in the garden, and they infused it into their own kombucha. Science, botany, measurement, all wrapped in beauty and ownership. That's Montessori, and that's Agape. Maria Montessori said, "Never help a child with a task at which he or she can succeed. We don't rush to do it for them. We prepare the space. We model, and then we let them rise." If you're curious about this approach and want to explore deeper, here are 3 books that will reshape how you view childhood. Number 1, The Absorbent Mind, Maria Montessori. Children absorb everything: culture, language, habits, without effort. The early years form their entire worldview. The child is both a hope and a promise for mankind. Number 2, Montessori, The Science Behind the Genius. This is backed by research in neuroscience. Leonard proves Montessori builds stronger executive function, focus, and creativity. Montessori works because it aligns with how the brain naturally learns. Number 3, How to Raise an Amazing Child the Montessori Way, by Tim. It's a practical guide to applying Montessori at home from toddler to a teen. When you give a child responsibility, they rise to it. And let's get honest, most schools teach kids to wait to be told what to do. But here's the truth. Your child doesn't need more rules. They need more responsibility. They need a space that says, you are capable, you are responsible, and you are ready. That's what we do here at Agape. We don't just raise students, we raise young leaders who know how to think, how to do, and how to lead with love. And if you're craving something deeper for your child, if you want education that feels more like a purpose and less like a performance, come tour Agape. We'll show you what real Montessori looks like in action, in nature, and in faith.